How's it going, everybody? TC here once again. Sorry for the delay in the videos. I've had some pretty serious family problems in the hospital, so I've been able to do some of these videos once in a while, but it's been difficult, to say the least. This is one of the easiest videos. It's something I had close at hand, so I figured I'd go ahead and put something on here. People have seen these before. This number 6 is the Enterprise Incidents fan magazine from I believe this is probably 77 also. It could be 78. I haven't looked inside. 78 September, okay. This one, the episode they're looking at, let's see, which one is it? Balance of Terror. Okay, I should have known that by the cover. Duh. Okay. Go ahead and get going here. Here's the inside. Most of these pictures, I think if not all, are black and white in this magazine. I'm sure it would have been a lot more expensive to do it in color, so. And here's what's in there. Some bloopers and some other miscellaneous. Some interviews. See who the interview is. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I don't see. Oh, there it is. Leonard Nimoy. Okay. Yeah, this was right about the time that the movie had come out, so be lots of stuff in here, and then some of the other magazines, the other ones, the future ones about the movie. Now, hopefully, you'll be able to see this. If not, I'm sorry. If I can get a little closer, but if I get too close, I won't be able to fit it all on the same screen. So there we go. Here's the deal about Leonard Nimoy from Zombies of the Stratosphere. I'm not sure if that's the same as Plan 9 from Outer Space or not. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he was in that, but I could be wrong. I thought I read somewhere that he had been in Plan 9 from Outer Space after this. This has been 1952 here. And there he is right there. The eyebrows look pretty familiar. Another 14 years later, he'd be doing Mr. Spock with the pointed eyebrows and the ears. Okay, here's the Balance and Terror episode in still shots. This was a really good one. One of the better episodes of the first season. It's like the old submarine warfare. Pretty much how this was laid out, the story. Okay. Of course, most people know who have seen him, knows that the Romulan commander in this is also Sarek, Spock's father, later on in the series, and all through the rest of the history of Star Trek, the movies. And there's the end, right before detonation. And of course, the guy who was going to get married at the beginning ends up getting killed. And here's some stuff from, says a scene you never saw. Not sure, let's see if it says what episode that's from. It was deleted. I don't know what that might have been from. Doesn't say. Another Spock playing the Vulcan instrument. Too bad they cut it out because he only did that, I think, 1 or 2 times on the show. Here's another article. TV Star Trek, how they mix science fiction, or science fact with fiction. Kind of cool. There's a shuttle. Some more things about the medical tricorder. and some of the stuff that the Doctor uses. McCoy. Here's Star Trek Archives. Some stuff that some of the actors were in besides Star Trek. There's Sulu. Not sure if that's Baba Black Sheep or is it? Let's see. Yeah, the Black Sheeps. Happy Boynton. I hadn't seen that show in a long time. I don't think I've seen that since it aired. I don't know how many reruns it might have been on, but I don't remember too many. I haven't seen that show since the late 70s, early 80s, maybe. Here's some candid shots from Leonard Nimoy. And here's an article interview, I guess, with him. Bill Shatner's Trek to the Top. There's a history of William Shatner. Wow. Lots of old photos there. Yearbook photos. Well, that's neat. I didn't know he was in a Nero Wolfe with Kirk Kasner. He played Fitzhugh on Land of the Giants. Huh. He was the Dr. Smith of Land of the Giants. Just not as whiny, but just as bad as far as the stuff he did and whatever. Old-fashioned barbecue. This is dinner on the set. That's kind of cool. I've seen a couple of these shots before. There's some more. The old paper plates. And this is Star Trek bloopers. That's kind of cool. Leonard Nimoy with, I guess it's a newspaper, New York Times it looks like. Spock. I can't read it. That's from Spock's brain, of course. And so are these. Not sure about these two. There's a workout shot with Shatner. There's some more candid shots and probably bloopers because he's smiling here. Smiling there. They're all smiling in this one. That looks like the one with cat's paw, I believe. But I could be wrong on that one. Looks familiar. The three of them standing together with the phasers out. Shore Leave is this one. Okay, many faces of fan fiction. Oh yeah, there's tons of that even back then. 78. It's an article. Bunches of stuff here. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's fairly lengthy. Okay. Here's a thing telling you about recommended fanzines on the subject. Not sure how many there were for Star Trek in the mid to late 70s. Other than this one, I'm sure there were a few. This is probably the most notable one as far as being mass-produced and whatever. Star Trek Review. Okay. Fan fiction is illegal or merely tolerated? Huh. It's probably merely tolerated. I don't know back then what the law was about using exact character names and symbols and ships and whatever, but I don't think you get away with it too much of it now unless they've changed the laws. They could have changed the laws now in the last few years. Because I know back in the 60s, 70s, and back, copyright on written and other materials like film, stuff like that, was pretty bad as far as using the exact likeness of somebody else's show or character, story. I don't know what that was. Didn't really look at it good. Survivors. Or Your Psyche Unbuttoned. Okay. Psyche, I guess is what. It's interesting artwork. Gordon Carlton. Carlton? I guess is what it is, yeah. Okay, almost to the end here. Sherlock Spock. That's funny. I wonder if they got the idea to use Data as Sherlock from this. That's what it reminds me of. Since Data's so much like Spock as far as being a computer and no emotions and whatever. He's a big fan of Sherlock Holmes. Fred Hembeck. That's interesting. Haven't seen that name in a long time. Okay, A Brief Moment of Light by, oh, I don't know, Tracy Alexander. Okay. Alright, and here we got 8x10 color Star Trek stills, $3 each. Wow. At least they're in color. Pretty cool. That's probably Mission Impossible. And that too. Not sure. Stellar Gas. The Vulcan Outpost. All kinds of stuff you can buy back then. Enterprise Innocence with the, I'm assuming that's the next issue, number 7, yeah. That's apparently about the shore leave with the rabbit. And there's the back cover in color. One blooper. Alright. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Leave a comment, and later.